Let's start with the President's Cup.
And all the winners from yesterday's game in the major semi-finals, major preliminary semi-finals, face the men from the national capital next Sunday. Canberra, minor premiers in all three grades. Wonderful effort by them, and congratulations to them. But the hard work's about to start now. OK, being minor premiers, you've got to make it into premiers and do that lap of honour on grand final day. And this young St George side overcome Penrith yesterday in a very good game in under-21s. And it was a game right from the outset that St George, coached by Perry Haddock, the former St George and Cronulla halfback, really took to the young Panthers, who were favoured in this game. A lot of high tackles. Now, that's what I don't like, coming over the top of a player who is on the ground and is not going to get up. Now, Tony Priddle, number 37, a big black mark against your son, in my book. 10 minutes in the sin bin. Lucky to stay on the field, in my opinion. He's a good young player, but that's utter rubbish, and there's no place for that in the game. Someone is going to be seriously hurt. There were a lot of a couple of spear tackles too yesterday in the three grades, particularly reserves and firsts at the stadium, and it wasn't good to see, and I'd like to see a big clamp down on those tackles too. Here's the opening try of the game. Who else but to a Greek on major semi-final day? Evan Sava going in for a try, and he's not half happy. Some more souvlaki for him when he got home last night after that try. Very good try to Evan Sava, who has had a very good year in that St George's under-21 side. So they led early following that try by Sava, but Penrith certainly stuck to their guns yesterday. These are the jerseys they're drop kicking and getting out of the club next year, and why not? Have a go at the numbers. You can't even tell the numbers of the players. There's the winger Allen going for the corner, but put out in a very strong shoulder charge there, and the St George player who inflicted the shoulder charge indeed injured himself. But St George continued to attack, and thank heavens Penrith are changing those jerseys. They've been chocolate soldiers since 1967, and they earned the tag in those horrible jerseys. Here's a grubber kick through and try to St George. Good grubber kick through by Cecil Heron, the youngster who plays halfback for St George, and the try scored by their winger Jason Smith. So St George, a good lead here, but Penrith did come back strongly, and they came back after this this penalty in the second half, and it was put right between the post by Darren Tweet, and Penrith from that moment really attacked strongly. They came up with a try and really forced the issue against St George, but in the end it was St George hanging on to a good win. Now, some good players in this game for the St George side. I've mentioned Evan Sava, and also Tony Priddle, who can play despite that indiscretion he showed earlier. That's a very good win to St George, but they'll have their work cut out, Kerry, against Canberra.
2 tries to 1 it was, and a lot of cautions, as you mentioned, about a dozen cautions in the match. And yes, they live for another day. St George, of course, they would have anyway. Let's go.